We first met in May 2015 at a friend wedding. So at first Joon came to say hello to me when we was at the, his friend, which is a groom's family house.
It happened at my friend's wedding, the groom's house. We were waiting for them to do the tea ceremony, and there's this girl down the hallway, and I was wondering, she looks pretty, I'm single, I would just go have a chat.
And then after that, he didn't really talk to me that much during the time we was there until when we on the car to go to the receptions.
Everyone was due to move to the reception venue, which was in Dandenong. So whilst I didn't drive myself to the venue, I was looking for a ride, and my friend said he's got space in the car, and he said there's another person sharing the seat in the back seat. So he said, oh, why don't you just join us? Well, we're all driving up there anyway. So I said, all right, why not? Because I don't have anywhere to go. So I jump in the car and I see her, I'm like, wow. Accidentally,
we was sitting in the same car, and then he started to talking to me a little bit at the back seat in our friend's car on the way to the reception. So he just asked about myself, he introduced about himself, what he's doing. He said he's a chef and he loves to cook, which I love to eat and I love food.
To break the awkwardness, we just decided to have a little chat. The chat went on for hours whilst we were driving there. And I can see from the rear view mirror, my friend who was driving, I can see he was enjoying what he was witnessing. He was like, yep. I can tell that he knew that I was enjoying it.
So eventually when we come to the reception, he was busy because he's one of the groommen. And then at the end of the party, when he was almost drunk, he took his courage to ask me to dance with him.
I want to ask her out for a dance because I found out that she didn't come with anyone. So I tried to ask her out for a dance. She refused a couple of times. My friend, who was my wingman, he came up to me and said, I'll help you to get her on the dance floor with me. So once that was successful, it was all good, but I had a little bit too much to drink at the time as well. So I just kind of went crazy on the dance floor. And I think she was kind of shocked or embarrassed. It's like, my dance partner was really nice and caring, and all of a sudden he just breaks out crazy.
And yes, and then we start to talk a bit more, and then he added me on Facebook, then we started talking and we started going out. Well, what I like about Joon so much, he's spontaneous. He can just, rock up and then just decide what he want to do, what he want to take me out. Sometimes he just takes me around 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. and he just said that he want to go out for dinner, and then we just go out together.
When I first laid eyes on her, to me she was like, in most guys' words they would say perfect. I thought perfect as well. But she was different. She stood out from the rest of everyone else. And I felt this could be something special.
He's very carefree. He doesn't like to, worry much about anything. And he made me feel that, there's no pressure in our relationship, and we can be really, comfortable with each other. We can talk about so many things. And sometimes he can be really silly, and that make me feel really, comfortable, very connected with him.
Our first date was when we met up in the city and we went to see a movie called Jurassic World. We went to see Jurassic World when it first came out in Australia. It was good, it was exciting.
And then we go out for dinner together in a restaurant in the city. And I introduced him to the Vietnamese food. I think he loved it so much. So whenever we're dating afterward, he just always wants to go back to the same restaurant.
My sweetest memory was when I was doing pastry. I made pastry cakes for her, and I decided to come to her workplace and gift her with my bakes. So like there were pastries, Danish pastries. I gave that to her, and her work colleagues were surprised that, wow, this guy comes into a workplace and presents her some nice yummy goodies. So I think that's the sweetest moment.
I think the time that I remember the most is when he got me the first cat. Like, it's just a joke that I make for him. I said, it's Valentine's Day and I want something memorable for both of us. And then he took me to one of the cat shelter in Camberfield, and we played with the cat in the shelter. And there's one cat that very attracted to me, and so he decided to get it for me as a surprise.
What I look forward towards about the wedding, I think what I look forward to is seeing all our friends and family getting together, witnessing our union in marriage, our happiness together. But when you're in that situation, everything kind of comes alive. So we're doing it at the beach. So at the beach wedding, hopefully it's nice weather. People can enjoy the sun, sea breeze, especially the wedding cake. The wedding cake will be nice. I believe a lot of people will like it.
The most exciting about a wedding for me is obviously wearing a wedding dress, working there the hours to see Joon and be forever with him. Actually, his engagement plan was really obvious to me, because obviously we've been together for a long time, and he's the type of person who not really good at hiding a secret. So what happened is before we fly to Taiwan, I think he already got the ring ready and on his proposed plan ready to go. But then on the day, I can tell that he's very nervous. So we went to one of the very famous place in Taiwan, which is the 101 building. It's got 101 stories for the building, so it's pretty tall. So we went up there, and I think he wanted to propose it to me up at the top of the building, but then he got nervous. So at the end, he gave up the idea of proposing at the building, and we decided to go to a museum in Taiwan. And then this is where he proposed to me, and it was raining. We walked out to the taxi, and we walked to the area that is like a big yard. At that time there was no one. I think it was around 6 p.m. and then he just kneeled down and proposed to me.
Where do I see myself in 5 years with Mariel? I see that we would have a restarted family, living in our first home together. Hopefully working in the area of my career choice, which is working for customs securities for the Australian government. Mariel doing what she loves best. Currently she's applying to do her formulation with her company up in Kyneton. So hopefully that all works out. That's how I see in 5 years' time. Families, my parents are looking after our kids. Her mum coming over, we're going back, visiting her family. And I think there'll be a lot happening, even in 5 years. It's a short amount of time, so it's a lot to happen.
We have a lot planned, especially for travel, building on our own families and having our babies. So with us at the moment, everything going so far quite well, and we love to spend more time with each other when we you know, become a family, and obviously looking after each other, and you know, share a lot more you know, happy and enjoyable moments together.